Mm-hmm. Da-da, da-da-da. We are live on the air. Do-do-do,
Yeah.
do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Hey, everybody!
E.
It's Ian and Franklin being
Yep.
stupid as ever. So Ian's he's not having technical difficulties as much anymore as he's in the middle of the creative process. So his his
Yeah.
uh his environment is organized chaos, I guess. The best word to use. So I'm taking over the hosting duties this week. Obviously, you'll watch this on a delay. Probably Ian will probably encode it and put it up on his page. But
Yeah.
anyway, so for now, Ben might join us later. Doug might, but for now, how's Ian doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Uh huh.
Um. But yeah, I would say it's all chaos, though. I mean, like I was telling you,
I
I
was
have
trying to be nice.
part of my desk by my kitchen, part of it is on the couch, and then part of it, you guys are on right now.
I
Um.
see.
And I was putting up, uh, my other lights on my room because I have it going. I'm got it trying to go all the way around my room, so I'm just trying to add in another section uh to that, and then
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna have them both the different lights meet at a central point, and then I was in the process a while ago of making like a long extension cord
I
for
see.
that. That was like it was like two extension cords in one, and then I would have that go down along the walls, and
Right.
that way both of the like the input things are going to
Uh huh.
be like right next to each other. Whereas kind of before they were on opposite ends, so it was they were kind of hard to get to if I needed to change them out or anything because I got one of those Wi-Fi controller things that I still got to test out. So if that works out pretty good, then I'm gonna swap them out and stuff.
Gotcha.
So I was just trying to do it for more flexibility and uh, easier access to get to that.
Uh huh.
Um, and that's been kind of a pain in the butt today because the little adapters that I've uh, spent so long to make, they were, it's like I tested them before and they seem to work fine, but then when you actually need them, they start giving you problems.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I wasn't sure what I was gonna have to do. I think I might have to redo one of them or whatever. But I was like, I got to I can't have my table in chaos or my apartment in chaos for weeks while I'm trying to get this
Right.
lights shit worked out. So I'm like,
Bring girls
I
home.
guess,
Hey, baby, never mind the mess.
yeah, uh,
That's why I have my shit in the guest room. I get tired of it. I can close the fucking door and just walk away.
yeah.
I don't
So I
have
guess I'm just
guests.
gonna go to my desk now and just I got to cable manage it and shit.
Cool, cool. I
Yeah,
Ian and I were also discussing both of our setups are in flux right now. Mine
yeah,
is overgrowing larger than this table. You ever see like a plant that has been growing on a porch so long you can no longer see the house? You just
yeah.
see plant. That's
All the
kind of what's
ivy.
happening here. This thing is enveloping everything, and to get to stuff, I gotta stand on stuff, and so eventually I'm gonna have a desk back there. My wife and I are trying to do spring cleaning because it's spring. That's what you do,
Yeah.
and so our agreement is, so I don't feel bad about just going out getting a big desk and then putting it in a messy fucking house. Once the house is cleaned up, then I'll go out and get a desk because I gotta wait for IKEA to open up anyway.
Are you
So
keeping a bed in there?
it's the guest room, so yes.
Okay.
There's
What you should do is just get like a fold out couch.
we have a futon. but this is a guest room,
Yeah.
and no.
How many
You ever?
guests do you have in there? Like,
Well,
how
she's got
often?
none now because the place is a fucking mess. You get
Uh,
it clean, you're gonna actually want. This is a brand new bed that I bought right before I met my wife, and I moved it in because I had, I had just bought it like a couple months before I met her, and she had a nicer bed, so we had hers. So she had a shitty bed in here before, and she got rid of it and put mine in. So this is going no fucking where. I just paid this thing off basically. Uh, Once I paid off my credit card debt, this was paid off. So it's staying in. It's what I get.
I,
But
I, I get that, man. Especially if you bought that
right, it's a
for new.
it's a queen. It's not a small bed. We have a futon. It's a piece of shit. We really want to get rid of it. A queen is nice and comfortable. A futon's a pain in the ass because it's more frame than bed. It's like if you ever have to move one, it sucks. So, and
Yeah.
my last apartment, I had a fold out couch, like a not a futon. It was like a full fold out bed with a mattress and shit that I got from the thrift store for $40,
Uh,
and I it was plaid. It was ugly as hell, but it was 40 fucking dollars, and I was like, all right, I got it. Took me and two other guys to fucking move off of the truck into the house, and doing that, like you had to turn it sideways to get through the door, and it opened up part way, and we're like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? So we got it in the house, and when I moved out, I left that fucking thing there for the next tenants, I got my security deposit back somehow. I
hmm.
figured they would have charged me for you know leaving furniture there, but no, they because my old couch, I had three couches. I had two at one time. I had a leather couch, I had the fold out bed, and then before that, I had a shitty couch. And when I got rid of the shitty couch, I moved it out into the street because there's a dumpster right next to the house. I pulled it out by myself, and it was gone. Within the end of the night. People were like that, but
Yeah. I
but yeah,
just
this room's a little bit bigger because there's a wall right here where the keep my guitars for the closet, but there's still room for stuff, so I can scoot it over.
uh, I just I just would like to. I feel bad for you that you don't have like a whole like fully dedicated like office because I know that would be pretty cool.
I mean, that's kind of what this is because like it's really this was my wife's space and I kind of took it over and like it's I mean like she's got a bunch of nice books. I went through a box of books. I was like, oh, this is just a box of shit. When I was putting stuff in we have a storage little, we call it the cubby. It's a walk-in closet, and I was like, I'll just put this, in the cubby since it's just storage. And I opened it up, and it's like Edgar Allan Poe and all this shit. Because my wife's an English major, so I was like, fuck, I can't put this in storage. This is better than the books I have. So now I got a clear space out. We have a bookshelf. It's already full of like half good books, half shit books, and like a bunch of my sci-fi knickknacks. So I
Hmm.
got to move everything around, put it all on display. So when I'm sitting at my desk, you'll look back behind me and you'll see my badass collection of books that my wife's got that I inherited,
Yeah.
along with my posters like this one, or there.
Yeah.
That's a framed Nuka Cola poster. Um, I framed it, and I framed another poster before I realized, well, fuck, if I put it on a wall, by the time I get a desk, I'm going to be sitting in a different spot. So the one's framed, it's just sitting on the floor. That's actually just held up with the command strips.
Hmm.
It's been up for months, hasn't. The other one I actually hung up and it kind of fell. So I was like, I'm not redo it anyway. Anyway,
Yeah. I was considering for a while because I have a meager one bedroom apartment, sir, and
sir.
I yeah, I pretty much my living room is just like uh like my living room slash office, and I've
Mm-hmm.
considered just like bringing my bed, just turning my bedroom into the office, and then just having my bed
Yep.
out in the living room because there's like room for my couch and my bed and everything.
Well, my old apartment, like I said, we had the fold out bed, and that actually worked because we had multiple roommates that stayed there. So, like, my one roommate had two kids, and her boyfriend would come over and stay the night. The other roommate, her now husband, stayed the night all the time. So they basically lived down there. And since it was it was a townhouse, so I was upstairs all the time. They were downstairs. They had, the kitchen, a half bath, and the little fold out couch. It actually, worked. You if you got enough room for it, it's all right to have. Uh, as long as
Yeah.
as long as you keep your stuff presentable enough to where someone can walk in and go, ugh.
Yeah. No,
It's
I keep my stuff pretty clean. Like I'm not the type of person that I hate having like clothes on the floor and shit.
mhm.
You know.
Well, I see that's the other thing. I put a lot of times if you folks at home don't know this, but when Ian comes on sometimes and I'm talking to him and I have the lights on, sometimes there'll be clothes on the bed. Those are clothes I do the laundry that I just have to sort, and I just dump them on the bed to sort them because my all my clothes are in this closet right here.
Right.
'Cause I have a billion t-shirts. My wife actually has like dress clothes, dress shoes, fucking proper attire. I have t-shirts and like a couple grown up pants and big boy pants and mostly jeans and dickies. If I have a job interview, I gotta go shopping. Shit.
Yeah.
But
Well, do you want to talk about what both of us the new things that we got? Well, I
oh,
got mine. I
go
think you
ahead.
said you ordered yours and you
Yeah,
said
go
you
ahead. You first.
okay, so I ended up going in for a 3D printer and I picked it up from Micro Center uh
Ooh.
a couple days ago.
Did that
Yeah,
set you
it's
back a
a
lot? Or did you get a refurb floor model?
uh
Only drove
well,
by a little old lady on Sundays.
no, well, I did get it it was an open box.
Mm. There's nothing wrong with that. That's
Uh
how I got my monitor. I think was an open box.
yeah. And the box that I got it in it's it was actually quite packaged very well actually. It's like really taped up. Um
Shit, it fell. Let's put tape all over it. He'll never know.
but yeah, like it's a like a $700 printer though.
Cool, cool,
So
cool. Are you gonna make
got it
yourself
for
a
like
little Etsy
500.
store? You be selling keychains and shit.
No, I mean
I'm sorry.
maybe.
No, I love Etsy because they have shit you can't buy in regular stores. But most of it seems like those guys that are like, "Hey man, y'all want some CDs? No, I got a CD burner too. I don't need you to." It's like, "Hey man, you want some keychains? Got
Yeah.
that crack?" Or either that or like those Nuka Cola caps that are like obviously a piece of paper glued to an actual bottle cap.
Yeah.
It looks very tacky. But yeah, congrats on getting a 3D printer, man. I know you got the 3D modeling, you got the printer. That's fuck you
Yeah.
are you're the assembly line right there, living the dream.
Well, it was stupid because I know how to. I'm like one of the last people to get a 3D printer. I'm that actual first one of the few people that actually know how to model that shit. You know.
Right? You're like ever since I've known you, that's what you do. You're like, I like 3D printing, I like modeling, and now you're like, hey, now I got one.
Yeah. Uh.
You get the car right before they quit selling that model.
Yeah. Yeah. I and my stepmom wants me to print out a couple things already.
That's right. When I met my wife and I told her mother that, oh yeah, I buy stuff on eBay and sell stuff. Oh, you sell stuff on eBay? Get rid of a bunch of my daughter's crap. You know,
Yeah.
which I started selling crap on eBay to get rid of my crap. And the problem is I get something and I'll go, I need to get rid of this. I can't get rid of this. This is still good. And I put it in a
Well,
tote somewhere and I forget about it.
yeah. Well, to her credit, it was my idea because I was I heard about it. a lady that was selling like custom like outlet designs, just the plastic covers. And I
Oh.
don't know if she was using 3D printing or if she was using some other technique or whatever for it, but
Mhm.
I thought it would be cool to do custom ones. And I figured since she does like the dog bed and
Mhm.
the dog treats and stuff, to do like a bone,
Mhm.
like plates
Bone.
for like light switches or whatever, because they're longer.
Right.
So
Well, I
like,
know. Where's the? Oh, I was like, where's the chat? Okay. I know we weren't going to do the battle stations till a little later. I wanted to show you this because you just were saying your desk is all in pieces. So, uh, well, I was on my one of my favorite subreddits, battle stations, and just looking at stuff, getting ideas. And this guy, so, they always go cozy little nicknames. My safe place, my home away from home. This guy's my safe place, and I look at it, and it's a nice little desk and monitor, all that. The first thing that comes to my mind is he said safe place, and it's a glass desk. And better screen share here now that I got this up. Application. Okay, but bear with me, folks. I'm experiencing technical difficulties. There we go. Okay, so yeah, this thing is that better?
yeah,
I was like, oh, glass desk. And they're like, well, it shouldn't be, the first comment, I'll go into a little bit. The first comment was like, well, a desk shouldn't be that bad if it should be able to hold weight. It's got his monitors are, on a stand on the desk. His speakers are on the desk. Granted, his computer's not on the desk, but,
oh shit.
whoop, all right. But, I fucked up. I made it. It's too big. I can't streak. It won't let me go down. What the hell? Damn you, internets.
Could you imagine if all those monitors were CRTs instead, though?
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Oh, that's right. Okay, here's the comments. I was like, you say safe and then go with a glass desk? And he's like, I don't want to put money towards a new desk, which I feel you, dog. When someone says, is there an inherent danger to a glass desk, or is it just they're difficult to keep clean? I would think commercially available glass discs could handle an adequate amount of weight. So I gave him this link here.
Oh, you actually commented on that.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go. This guy says, let it rise from the ashes. He had to rebuild. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Boom. He says, well, shit, fuck. I get home from work one day, unlock my door, like I always do, and find this. I stare at it for a few months, lock the door back up, and go for a drive. I'll let that image sink in for a bit. And look at all that. Look at all this fucking glass.
Yeah. Yeah, I was nervous even just clamping my uh microphone arm onto the desk.
Yeah, he had a mic arm on that the my safe place or whatever. But it's like the glass did just shatter. It exploded. Fortunately, no one was home. Even more fortunate is that I wasn't in the room. I would have nearly had a heart attack and cut myself up bad. So he ended up getting a wood desk. That was the start. I mean, it ended up looking good. I mean, there's the finished
Yeah.
product. Here's his newer desk. And the thing and my comment was also there was a recent guy who's had a glass desk. The frame actually broke on his,
Oh, really?
and that blew my mind because the guy. Well, this guy said here's my new battle station after what happened. I'm like, well, what happened? And I don't know if you could see here, fucking
Shit.
shit just broke. And look, there's his monitors.
Damn.
And I was like, oh, yeah, look.
Yeah.
Whenever you get on eBay and they're like, as is for repairs, that's what the fuck happened. Shit fell.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, what happened? And then he all has like LEDs and shit. I guess that's a before
Yeah.
because that's still a glass. That's what it was. See, he had it like that, and it just fucking collapsed under it. I don't know why. I mean, that doesn't look that heavy, right?
Right.
But
Well,
yeah,
I think.
he said the glass was fine, but the
Hmm,
metal fucking broke. So I wouldn't, if I was buying one, I wouldn't. I'd stay clear of it now. I mean, I know you've got one, and if you've had it for years, then
yeah.
cool. But
Um. I Yeah. Like it's. I paid like $400 for this corner desk. It was an investment. I at least wanted to have a good base for my whole setup here.
right.
Um.
Well, like I pretty much picked mine all out. I just got to go to the store and get it. Um, I now that our local IKEA doesn't open until June. There's one in Cincinnati, but I'm not going to drive 2 hours and then drive another 2 hours back when I could just wait for the other one to open.
Yeah.
So plus I'm going to wait a little while longer so I can go into the as is / return section because I want to use a countertop because it'll be more solid wood, and it's the more popular thing to do. They sell desks that are made to look just like the people make with their countertops. It's just that if you buy, say, a Linman uh, desk, the top is actually it's a wood veneer with honeycomb cardboard underneath.
Oh shit.
Yeah, people like, and they say if you put a heavy monitor on it or a monitor arm that you have to clamp down. One guy said he was leaning to unplug a USB and just his hand went through the fucking desk because it's a $7 tabletop. The reason it's so fucking cheap. So
Yeah.
I want to get durable stuff. I've looked at it. Basically, I'm looking at spending probably about $300, but it should last. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. What I was gonna say though, if you're gonna be clamping anything on a desk, like I put some foam pads on,
mhm.
like between the clamps. But like I suppose you could probably get if you're doing like one or two monitors on an arm on a desk. The point is that you want to at least put some like planks or something between
Mhm.
the uh desk and the clamps so that it distributes all the like the weight on it so it's not from a single point, you know what I mean?
Right. Now, see what I was saying. I ordered a vertical mount for my monitors because right now I have an arm like this, and I got my 34-inch on one and the portrait monitor on the other. And other than right here not having a viewing angle worth the fuck with this monitor, um, eventually I want to get another ultra wide and stick it under this 34-inch. So I can do that with the mount that I ordered. It supports up to 27-inch, and really it's the same size. It's just longer,
Yeah.
so it doesn't really matter. But I can put this one on it and be okay. Um,
Yeah, they really should just have like a different like way to measure size for monitors because you have to specify the if it's an ultra wide or not, you know.
well, that website, Display Wars, helps because you can put in whether it's 21:9 or widescreen or like 4:3 or whatever. So those true square monitors.
Yeah.
Um, and it'll show you plug those in the size, and it'll show you what each one looks like in relation to each other by different colors. You'll have like the rectangle of the biggest one in one color, the square of the smallest one in another. So I use that a lot when I was figuring out what, because I want something that's almost as long as this one, but not as tall.
Yeah.
So,
I don't
but
even know why we even keep like. Why don't we just standardize? Maybe go 1 inch lower than, or one number or whatever lower than ultra wide, so it's just like 10, 10 by 20 or whatever. So then it's like two squares. Then
yeah, well
you know.
mine they said it's really two, like if I took two 17-inch monitors or 20-inch, I can't remember. They said it's like two monitors side by side, but I wouldn't do that because I'd be the same height is the thing. 20 the ultra wide I want to get is 29-inch, and that really you can only get an ultra wide. If you find a 29-inch that's not ultra wide, it looks goofy as fuck.
Uh,
But speaking of ultra wides, copy. One of the first stations I want to talk about tonight is a an ultra wide.
oh wait a minute there, buddy. You haven't. There's nothing else that you want to talk about that you've been up to?
No,
Because there's talking about me. I've
no, sir.
same old with you.
I'm a working man, sir. All I do is go to work, come home, go back to bed. That's
Haven't
it.
worked on any streaming
No,
projects or anything.
no,
What
sir.
did you do?
Sleep,
What did you do over the past weekend?
sleep. Well, we
Uh,
went to a swap meet, walked around fairgrounds an entire day, and only walked away with like 3 magazines.
oh shit.
Yeah, there wasn't shit there, but it was the experience. It was doing it with my hanging out with my dad, and my father-in-law. So that's
Yeah.
all I did. But
Well, I just know I'm looking forward to your next stream, man.
yeah, well, I get lazy, especially on the weekends, man. You
Yeah.
go. I drink Mountain Dew. I said I'm gonna stay up all night, and the next thing I know, so after I drink a can of Mountain Dew. Okay, this thing is goddamn ridiculous. By the way, are you seeing this?
Yeah.
I
It's like fire and ice, huh? That's what they're calling this one.
well, I mean, look at the orientation of the monitors is what made me go, what the fuck? Because I've always been a big fan of like landscape and portrait together, but this guy just did, you know what, fuck it. And he put a portrait in the middle and two landscapes on the side, and he got so much hate for this shit, like all up in his ass. This looks terrible. It's stupid. And the thing is, that's okay. It's not yours. It's mine. But apparently, I read the guy's answers where he worked at. They let him get two ultra wides already, and then he got a 4K in the middle because his stand, he didn't have room for a horizontal 4K, so he said to hell with it and stuck it vertical. And people were like, "You're wasting those ultra wides." He's like, "No, I can just turn my desk to the side and be looking at either one. I mean, and it's not like
Yeah,
they're
Doug would be hating that one.
yeah, and they're curved,
Oh, that's
so
cool.
so it kind of goes all the way around there. See,
Yeah.
and he's got a big wood desk too, so it's you love it or you hate it. A lot of people on Reddit were buttholes about it, and I it's the first question, why? And he's like, why not? And I go, that's the best answer. Yes, just because
It's,
fuck those guys. It's not even for his productivity. He says he has to have like 15 windows open at a time, so it makes it productive.
yeah.
I
For
think
me,
it,
I
it
don't
works
think
for
I would
you.
ever get a curved screen though, because like since I'm a designer and stuff, like I
Mm,
feel like I need things to be straight, you know.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't get one now just because the price is stupid. When I got my monitor, ultra wide alone was like $700, and then
Yeah.
I got this for 300, and now You still can't even get a flat ultra wide for barely $300.
Oh, they're going up, huh?
I guess, but
Yeah, I saw did you see how for some reason even after the 580s came out, the RX 480s were going up. They were like bucks.
yeah, people were buying them and just overclocking them because why pay why get a 580 if you can just get a 480 and overclock it? But that's stupid because the
Yeah.
580 was cheaper, right?
Right.
So, but here's another guy. I only think this guy's got one picture of his setup, but I like his style. He's got his little TIE fighter here from Star Wars, and he's got his audio interface and his headphones, a
Oh yeah,
blue microphone.
That's nice and clean there.
Yeah, and like he's got something different. Granted, he's got a countertop style, workstation, but then he's got like these old filing cabinet drawers, and also like he's got the JBL speakers, which I'm actually considering now. I thought I had picked out which ones I wanted, but I've got JBLs in my Chevy, and I really like them. So I don't know. He's got a vibe, which whatever.
He's got those hex tiles, but they're not illuminated though.
No, he's got some kind of tiles, but they're not the ones that we were looking at the nano leaf bullshits.
Yeah.
He actually goes into what those are on the subreddit somewhere. Where's it at? There it is. Comments. Oh, the wall art is just regular canvas that I painted, so it doesn't do anything fancy with the sound. Because people are like, "Are those like their sound isolation?" He's like, "No." So, but yeah, it's it is what it is.
Yep.
It's
I would I would definitely say this is better of the two. How many did you have? Three?
well, I got one more. It's the one that I told. There's one that I didn't gush over, but apparently everybody saw it and said, "Boing," and I don't know why. So I figured I'd include it and see what the hell I'm missing here because I can't for life of me I don't see what's so great about this one here. The says I finally on board the ultra wide hype train. And he's got the little cheap. I think it's an IKEA table because those legs are like $4 and that
Looks
tabletop's
like a
you know
fold out table or something.
yeah. Well, like I said, they sell cheap tabletops. He's got a Steel Series mouse mat and apparently he's got a iPad because that's an iPad cover. He's got the little stand for his phone right next to it without his phone in it. He's got the little audio uh, source speakers. Looks like a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
His Overwatch mug. He's got an Asus monitor there, which
Oh yeah, that's one thing I want to get to. I want to do with my 3D printer is like I mainly got it for like designing my own like stuff for like my setup. Like I want to
mhm,
make like a holder for my uh USB drives or like my SD cards or whatever, and make like a phone holder and like all that extra shit.
right.
But yeah, go on about the Asus though. It's
Yeah,
an
it's
Asus monitor.
Asus. Looks like it says G Sync. Um, and I mean, he thing is he matches. He's got the Steel Series mouse, the Steel Series mouse mat, the Steel Series. It looks like a sticker on. I don't know what the fuck this is. I didn't read the. It. description because people ask questions all day and he fills up.
That's what
Uh
these are Steel Series headphones.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's probably what those are down there. I can't see. Um but yeah, that little thing was I thought fairly plain. And the comments, like I said, it's got 4,400 plus upvotes, and you can't even see his tower. It's there, but it's like barely lit up in the corner.
Yeah.
And he's got a fucking figurine of a stormtrooper.
By the way, did you get around to watching that Terry Crews?
No, no, I have not.
Mm. They totally punk you on that though.
Oh yeah, why is
Oh,
that?
do you want me to tell you or do you want me to let you?
Well, go ahead, because I'm not gonna watch something if it's just spoil my ass.
Huh?
Go ahead, give me spoilers, dude. I don't want to watch it if it's just a bullshit thing.
Well, the they get his reaction and then one of the camera guys, because there's like a few different camera guys because it's like a collaboration with him and then Terry Crews's
Hmm?
guys or whatever they're filming. And uh one of the camera guys was like, he was he said he didn't get the shot or whatever. And then Jay acts like he's like flipping out and stuff because he's like, you're serious, all these months of building and stuff and you didn't even get the shot. And then they end up like, it was just a prank for Terry because I guess he was like sort of a prankster too with Jay.
Mm. Hmm. I'll
I
check
was
that
I
out.
was I was sort of surprised because I was like, I was like, that's sort of crazy that I never seen Jay flipping out like that.
What you fucking? Yeah, that was a long time coming. That thing was.
Well, I don't know, like I didn't see any update videos or anything for it. Like
No, I
I
mean he
just
was moving, so like he was. Plus Ryzen came out.
yeah. Well, he didn't even. Well, I figured he wouldn't do any update videos because he wanted it to be a surprise for Terry, right?
That's true.
But I was just surprised he didn't. After he did that, he didn't like. I was sort of expecting him to do like a whole like series of like step by step things afterwards, you know. But it's cool. Whatever.
Whatever. I
I mean, the build wasn't really my cup of tea, anyways. You know what I mean?
well, he from what they were describing, I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
someone will dig it. I mean, as long as it gets somebody into the whole interest in the hobby, because like Terry said, he got into it to hang out with his son, and then he started getting into building them just to do it, and his son wasn't even there. And that dude's
Yeah.
Terry Crews is a very multifaceted guy. He is a living Renaissance man.
He is.
He can act. He can play football like a motherfucker. He can paint. He paints. He draw. He designs furniture. He
Yeah, that's what Jay was saying. Is he
his
wanted
wife
to
was
design a computer that lived up to the room it was being put in. You know.
great. He's like I showed my wife some of your designs, and my wallet did not appreciate that, Terry. And but yeah, he's a comedic, genius. I don't know how because he was a football player, and then he just gets it. He knows how to be funny, and then he's also an accomplished flautist. I saw an interview he did where they said, we heard you know how to play the flute, and he's like, well, yeah. So they gave him a fucking flute on the spot, and I don't remember who the female guest was. Somebody they had her doing like she did like the splits or something stupid, and he's sitting there freestyling on the fucking flute for like 5 minutes. I'm like, he that blew my mind because he's very good. I don't say he's good enough to do that for a living, but that's something I didn't know he could do, and God damn.
Yeah, well, that's good because you can't put all your eggs in one basket, especially like even though he's athletic and stuff, that his athleticism could just go just like that. Like if something happens to him,
Well,
just
he's an actor
like
now.
any
I mean,
sport.
oh yeah. I mean, well, for a while he's like he was on the news because he had a porn addiction, to where he would spend 20 something hours a day looking up porn.
Yeah,
And I can understand that because he seems like a very details oriented guy, to where he would probably obsess over stuff. I don't want to say OCD because that's everyone says that's its own thing. It's not just something you just toss out there, but he's very focused and driven. I can understand that this, the creative outlets really help with that.
I love his enthusiasm and stuff. He's a lot like Nick. You ever watch Nick Cannon on TV?
A little bit.
He's pretty enthusiastic too,
I like
especially with like kids and stuff. So
I love watching Neil deGrasse Tyson because he's very into what he's talking about all the time. To where his
yeah,
hands are like this, he can't sit down and sit still. He wants to talk about it. And to have
yeah,
to have a an astrophysicist like that is a beautiful thing. I
Rick
also
Scott.
I have yeah, Dr. Brown. I have friends from high school that are all over Facebook with the posts about anti Bill Nye the Science Guy. And okay, yeah, he talks about sex ed, and so now you're thinking he's saying it's okay to be what? Okay, you're a Christian. I get you're a fan. Then one of my friends posted a video where they were saying that he says vaccines are good, and they were talking about how they're bad. I go, oh, wait a fucking minute. You're talking about vaccinations. Shut the fuck up. God damn it. You're not going to vaccinate your kids? What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm sorry, we're friends, but no, you're just fucking stupid if that's what you believe. You can believe the Earth is flat. That's fine. They do that too. They found Jesus. Now they believe the Earth is flat, and now they're thinking don't vaccinate your kids. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, I
Well,
said a little. That's something I've been seeing a lot more, and I don't understand it. But
by, by the way, I was mentioning uh Doc Brown. Like I remember when he was saying, "Great Scott, 1.1 gigawatts," and that's actually still that saying is still pretty crazy because if you think about it, 1.1 gigawatts, that would be I think he's saying giga, but it's actually gigawatts. So
yeah,
that'd be a million 1 kilowatt power supplies.
yeah.
So
The
that
only
still would be crazy.
yeah, the only gigawatt is Jay-Z, right? But
Right.
before we talk for a billion years, you want to break into the news and find out what's going on in the world today, Ian?
Oh well, we before we do that, can we let's go through the just bring up the three builds again real quick because we sort of got to decide on what. I mean,
Uh,
I would say number two is my number one, and then
Number
the
one, you're my
third
number two.
the third is probably second for me, and then the first was last.
Okay, so the one here with the whoops, what the hell did I do? I didn't even do that. I'll just do this. So this one here with the portrait landscape is your three or your
Yeah,
two,
that's my least favorite one probably.
but
The
this
second,
one
yeah, that one would probably be my favorite.
uh over this guy with his one monitor.
Yeah.
He's got his X Bone, man. He's ready to play. See?
Hey, I only have one monitor, but I can appreciate somebody else's setup over my own.
I would like to have more, but I'm doing it one piece at a time, like Johnny Cash.
What about you, buddy?
Um, my personal favorite is probably this one because he's got a little bit of everything. He's got multiple monitors. Okay, he's got an audio interface, so I can still play guitar. He's got my keyboard.
Yeah.
one similar. He's got the speakers I kind of want. I mean, he's kind of got it all without being. This one, it's good for what he wants. It wouldn't do it for me. So,
So
it,
you would be the same order then, huh?
uh, yeah, because this one, while I understand simplicity, I don't know how the hell it's 4,000 some likes, and you know,
Right.
I don't get it. But
Okay, so what's this number two's since he won with who are we giving a shout out to here?
let me go to the
Because
main
our
battle station
opinion
page.
matters.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Rye Guy 97, RYGAUY 97.
Hi,
Uh
Rye guy.
he only got 206 upvotes, by the way. That's why I said I can't understand. This did not get as many upvotes as this. More people fucking
Uh,
like that.
one monitor on a what looks like a fold out table. Which, by the way, those same kind of tables that are white, those really look like fold out tables.
Oh, those are most of the ones you see on when they're white. Yeah, they're a plastic Walmart table. You see
Yeah.
you see a lot more of them on average battle stations because they're like just your average bullshit. But whatever. I play CS:GO and Dota.
Yeah, I'll put like a $5,000 rig on a fold out table.
Right, that wobbles.
Yeah.
Well, the comments were like, oh, they're like, what kind of, desk is that? And one guy says, it looks like the one I got from IKEA. And yeah, you could get, yeah, what does he say? It's just an IKEA lemon and Aldous combo. So,
Yeah. Actually, before my current rig, I bought this desk before that rig because I was like, I'm gonna buy a really cool rig, but I want to get like a really good base first because I rigs can come and go, but my if my desk is really if I take care of it, that's gonna last me like forever, you know.
right. Well, this guy has different legs here. But as you can see, this is basically the same thing for
Yeah.
25 bucks. So and it's pre-drilled. Oh, here we go. Actually, you probably like this one here.
It's like a corner one.
Yeah, and it's $69. See, they'll get the corner ones, and then they'll get the straight ones, and they'll stick the straight ones on the end of the corner. You know, and
Uh,
the straight ones are 45 bucks. So $46 plus, what was the other one? 69. So that's but it's fiberboard, particle,
if
not
I could,
sturdy.
I'd get one of those desks that like go all the way around you, where you could just you could get to everything just by spinning your chair around, you know.
Sick as a dog, gonna vomit. See,
I
here's
wonder
a
if I'm waiting to see a setup with that where it's a round table going around you, and then you have all curved monitors going around you. That would be super crazy.
here's a wood countertop, 98 inches across, and it's all straight up. This one's beech. They also have an oak one, but I don't know. I'm gonna go to the store, and shit might change my mind once I get there. But yeah, he's got a however many dollar setup. I mean, his monitor's got to cost a butt ton. He's got that on a
Yeah.
$25 table. So you do you, man.
Right.
All right. So on to the news.
Do they sell desks at Micro Center?
I, I don't know.
Have you been down there lately? I mean, I
Not
doubt
since
that
I've.
they have your monitor arms there.
Well, they have monitor arms, but they're not because they have TV mounts for like if you want to hang your TV on the wall and stuff. But nothing I've actually spent money on there because I
Mm.
just ordered the mounts that I got. It's where I can stack the monitors on top of each other. I got it because it was 24 bucks,
Oh, really?
or no, I think it was 20. Yeah, 23 bucks. No, those and it was a Vivo, so it's name brand. with free shipping to my fucking house. It's normally they start at $40. So I saw that. I was like, it was buy it now. People were watching it. I don't know what they were waiting for, if they were going to make an offer or some shit. But I was like, dude, it's $23. I'm buying the fucking thing. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
So you haven't been down there lately, though, huh?
not since I bought my last hard drive. This last time I went there, because
I
it's
see.
kind of out. It's out of the way. It's not like
Right.
It's not on the way home. I gotta go east or west or something, and it's not on my way. So,
I see nothing but like Ryzen plastered all over their website. I'm like, damn, man, you're killing me.
well, people are gonna buy it because
Oh,
it's
it's
new.
it's like it's really hot now. Like everybody, like a lot of the tech reviewers and stuff on YouTube I see that are, that they've always been like had like Intel rigs and stuff. They
Right? They're like, I'll
are
try building
doing
one and see
Ryzen
how it
shit.
does.
Yeah.
Did you see Kyle from Bitwit? He said that he posted on Twitter that he had when he emailed the cooler company that made his cooler, they wanted to have him prove that he had a Ryzen CPU before they send him an adapter. So he sent him a shot of like the 6 or 7 CPU boxes with a post-it that said "Bleed me now."
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah. By the way, I finally got my other cooler
uh-huh.
for my CPU because the other one that I had. You want to bring my screen up here?
All right, hold on. What's up?
Okay, so this was the oh shit. This was a CPU fan that I had gotten
Mm-hmm.
for to replace my one that was faulty, but like it doesn't even have. It's kind of like it's it's like a weird one. It doesn't even have any like threaded holes or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I only paid $8 for it at Micro Center, but so I ended up. I remember I told you last week this. I was able to get a shroud off for it,
Mm-hmm.
and it does accept normal 120 millimeter fan things. So then, like I got this one here. It's another PWM fan,
Mm.
and then it fits, and then this will be able to clamp on there. Um,
Cool.
what I was thinking of though, I was gonna maybe figure out a way of mounting this on the other side because this has a you could daisy chain this. It has
Mm-hmm.
one that you so like I could plug in this one, and then this other plug will plug into your motherboard.
So
So,
you're gonna do like push pull, like sandwich
well,
the
I was
CPU.
thinking about you think I should have like because this fan is blowing towards my head,
Mm-hmm.
and then this other one I could reverse any way I want. But so if this is going this way, you think I should have it this one not blowing into it, so it would go through, or should I have them blowing against each other?
No, that'd be stupid. Because you gotta have the airflow. It has to go one way. Like to which way do you have it going out of your case?
Uh, oh well, this yeah, the shroud would be on on this side. Then the mounts on
Does it go out the top or the back of your case?
it. It's it would go out the back, so I'd probably have to have it. Uh, the way you could tell which way the fan is blowing is like it always blows air out. Usually, if you have these ones with where it has the little support beams on it,
Huh?
that's how you it blows that way.
Oh,
Oh, okay, so it's on this side.
on
You
my
see the little
fans, it also has a little thing on the side, like an arrow pointing on the side. So when you're holding it actually up against the CPU, if you're looking at it from the side, you can still see which direction the air blows. And
right.
my cooler has 2 fans that kind of It has two heat shrink towers to stick up, and then a fan in the middle, and then the fan in the front, and they both blow back so it exits out the back.
Yeah. Well, that's ideally what I think I should do, since this fan is going to be blowing this way. I'll have this fan going this way too, and this will be going out the back then.
Right, because if you have them both pointed at each other, either the top of your case is going to get really dirty, or your graphics card is going to get really dirty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just going to blow dust around. Because if it doesn't blow out, I think I saw that in a Jay video. He talks about like somebody, I can't remember, they put smoke into a case so you can see how the air would actually travel.
Yeah, I think Jay was doing something like that with like I don't know, like some streamers or something, you know, like party streamers.
Yeah, I can't remember. I saw somebody did that.
But yeah, like I have 4 fans on my case, so like I have the fan in the front of the case that's blowing inside,
right?
Because there's, you know, like a mesh that collects all the dust or whatever, and then
right.
The other fan is blowing it out the back. So I guess going along the whole airflow setup, I guess of I shouldn't go against the grain, I suppose, you know.
Right. What do they call that? Positive or something airflow? I can never remember.
Yeah.
I looked at. I was gonna get some more case fans, and they're like, "Well, it just moves dust around." So I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah,
depends on your temps and all that.
Linus did a thing where he pretty much proved, like, even if you put that shit inside of a refrigerator or whatever, if your CPU temperature isn't being cooled off enough, it's not that really doesn't do much, you know.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's why you need a good cooler, a CPU cooler.
Cooler.
But I mean, you can get into that shit as much as you could be as diligent with that shit as you want, because like Jay was using that one thing that you could hook up to your phone to make your phone a thermal camera, so you're actually looking at the visually how hot the computer is and stuff, you know. I mean, like they have that's what was that, Puget Systems that Jerry Barnacles has builds his computers for him. They do that where all the computers that they build, they try to make it as efficient as they can, you know, with the temperatures, and they actually use thermal cameras, so it's crazy.
Yeah, if you're paying the Puget price, because they're not cheap.
Puget.
Yeah. Okay. So what's this here?
Anyways, we've rambled on enough. You're right. Let's get onto the news here. Well,
cops stage body cam footage made to look like it was done in real time.
Yeah.
On Thursday, ours reported on a Pueblo, Colorado police officer who staged body camera footage and ultimately forced prosecutors to dismiss felony drug and weapon possession against the suspect. Now the body cam footage of the police department officer Seth Jensen, which was used in court, as serviced online. The video above shows Jensen finding a 357 Magnum, about 7 grams of heroin, and 43 $1 bills in the vehicle suspect Joseph Kajar was traveling in. The vehicle was towed after Kajar couldn't provide an officer registration or insurance during a traffic stop. In the footage, Jensen reenacts the vehicle search at a local tow yard. Jensen later texted a local prosecutor telling her that the video was staged. That prosecutor then alerted her superiors, and charges against Kajar were dropped. This was concerning because all indications in the discovery and during his testimony at the preliminary hearing indicated that the body camera footage actually represented the sequence of events as they developed regarding the search. Furthermore, the staging was done in such a way to make it look like it was done in real time. The items had to be repositioned, etc. Wow. So they fucking said, "Oh look, I'm searching. Oh look what I found here." So this cop is pretending like the cops pretending like he's Storage Wars, where they fucking crack in and they go, "What's this?" issue of DC Comics with the first adventures of Superman or whoever the hell.
Wait, you mean Storage Wars isn't real?
What? No. What's this? That fucking stamp with the upside down plane? No. Yeah. I used to watch that shit, and then someone pointed out, they're like, they find shit in every fucking locker. That never fucking happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well, it
that's
says that they have a policy that police officers must turn on body cams during searches.
well, okay. Why is the fucking thing not just on all the fucking time?
Yeah.
The dash cam's
Yeah.
on all the time, right? They can't shut it off, right? I mean, I'm sorry, that's fucking stupid. So,
Oh,
so this guy thought he was Spielberg, huh?
yeah.
He's gotta get it over on him. Fucking crazy. What? Oh, another article. More Android
Yep.
phones than ever are covertly listening for inaudible sounds and ads. What? Your Android phone may be listening to ultrasonic ad beacons without your knowledge. Oh boy. Tinfoil hat? Almost almost a year after app developer Silver Push vowed to kill its privacy-threatening software that used inaudible sound embedded into TV commercials to covertly track phone users, the technology is more popular than ever, with more than 200 Android apps that have been downloaded millions of times from the official Google Play market, according to a recently published research paper. As of January, there were 234 Android apps that were created using Silver Push's publicly available software developer kit, according to the paper, which was published by researchers from uh, Technische uh, Universität
Technique.
what in Germany. That represents a dramatic increase in the number of Android apps known to use the creepy audio tracking scheme. In April 2015, there were only 5 such apps. Oh, fucking great.
And then you just read the next one, and that should be fun.
The app silently listen for ultrasonic sounds that marketers use as high-tech beacons to indicate when a phone user is viewing a TV commercial or other type of targeted audio. A representative sample of just 5 of the 234 apps have been downloaded from 2.25 million to 11.1 million times, according to the researchers, citing official Google Play figures. None of them discloses the tracking capabilities and their privacy policies. Wow. And see, that's the thing. You don't fucking know. I mean, granted, it'll say most
Yeah.
have permissions, but if it's an app that's going to use your microphone, then you go, oh, of course it's got to use the microphone. They don't got to say, it'll fucking listen to everything you do. My phone, I set it up to do OK Google everywhere, so I don't got to type. I can just pull it up and I don't got to unlock. I don't have to unlock my phone. It can be in my pocket and I can talk to it and it'll answer me. I've done that. I don't even pull the phone out. I can hear it. So yeah, of
Yeah.
course this shit's listening to you. Excuse me.
Well, uh, I mean,
What
what are
the?
you gonna do?
Scientists are turning Wi-Fi routers into creepy radar cameras.
Yeah, here's another one. This is in the same vein here.
Tinfoil hats. Your Wi-Fi router is probably sitting passively in some corner of your room, beaming out invisible light and the internet, but it's also sending information on all the stuff the light passes through and around. It's essentially carrying a holographic image of the room with it. Researchers have tried using Wi Fi signals to make images before, but not with an out of the box commercial router, according to a release in the American uh,
Physical.
Physical Society's Physics. Sorry, there's so many P's and S's in here that
It's okay, man.
I'm. That's exactly what a team of researchers at the Technical Institute of Munich have now done. Imaging across in a room using an unmodified commercial Wi Fi router. Scroll. The setup placed the cross between the router and a moving antenna with another antenna off to the side to help with mathematical calculations. The antenna off to the side Oh, the antenna collected light directly from the router, and light that reflected are bounced. That's the wrong word. Around and off different surfaces. Some uh, number crunching applying produced an image showing the Wi-Fi router is a bright spot with the. This is horse shit. They knew what the fuck. They knew what the fuck it looked like, so they knew what the. No one's gonna fucking do this. Your goddamn 360 Connect whatever is not fucking no. I'm
Uh,
more interested in why scientists transplanted a rat testicle onto another rat's neck.
it says caution graphic.
Well, yeah, so I gotta click it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Oh. Why? Why? Did you see the comment?
What is? Oh yeah.
Butters with the balls on his chin.
uh,
I mean,
well, the thing is like I wouldn't, I wouldn't expect the average everyday hacker to try to go in and try to do this type of stuff. But like, I mean, like the if the government they could possibly try to use this stuff, but it seems like they already have
they
even
have
better stuff like the Connect than they have to.
yeah.
It's like using this is again like that, like using sounds just to be able to hear what keys you're hitting on your keyboard. It's like
Right.
it seems like it's a less efficient path to being able to, uh, get that.
Right. You can extrapolate and do this and that, or you could just do this. Oh yeah, that's much easier. Like it'd be easier to just tack into your fucking emails.
Yeah,
Go to your Facebook. You probably got pictures of your house in there.
yeah,
The Justice Department has opened a criminal investigation into Uber. Say what? The Justice Department
yep.
has launched a criminal investigation into Uber's use of an internal tool to evade law enforcement and regulators, according to Reuters. The tool, called Grayball, sorry, I'm full asleep here, even after drinking Mountain Dew, and revealed by the New York Times in March, reportedly helped Uber sidestep law enforcement by targeting those users based on their credit card information and other data, and then showing them phantom cars. Uber has since said it has stopped using the tool to evade law enforcement. Yeah, I remember us talking about this. Yep. So they're getting in trouble, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, fucking Uber. I mean,
Yeah.
as if it wasn't sketchy enough that people were getting, molested and or murdered by their fucking drivers. So,
This is just an Uber mess.
oh, the dad jokes. Was
uh,
that your last story, sir?
yeah, it is.
Oh no. Okay, let me
Kept
throw.
it nice and simple.
All right. Me and my wife are cord cutters. We don't have cable anymore. We just have the interwebs. So I found this article. My fucking chair is falling down to the floor.
Well,
Hold on. Okay.
wow, aren't you progressive?
Analysts, the cord cutting future has arrived. With most results now in, the U.S. pay TV industry lost 762,000 video subs in the first quarter of 2017, a worst ever result for the period, according to a new report from Mosfet Nathanson, or Moffett Nathanson. For the better part of 15 years, pundits have predicted that cord cutting was the future. Well, the future has arrived. So yeah, that's basically they're not gonna know that it's real until you stick it to their fucking wallets, which is the only way they'll know. And they probably view cord cutters as hippies, but people just get tired of paying for a billion channels to watch four. And
Yeah.
I shared. I'm gonna have to share you the comments to this article because I found it, and before I even read the article, I started just reading through all the comments because everyone's like, "Yeah, god damn it, about time you," because people are very passionate about it. So I mean, look at all these stupid comments on this little article about how the big TV is losing money. I mean, Everyone's like, yeah, you know what else they need to do? You know, it's fucking crazy. They're very spiteful. I mean, the cable companies are screwing people over. My wife's bitter. That's why we got rid of it, because they fucking were assholes. And she said, no, you take it and you can shove it.
Yeah.
And
I remember you were talking about that.
yeah, so in relation to this, here's something you might be familiar with. An Ars Technica article. Kodi, open source TV app, inspires full-blown copyright panic in the UK.
Yeah, I remember you gave me a couple articles about some updates about this.
Yeah, I'm
What was the
surprised.
major update on this?
Well, I'm surprised this hasn't like become the big issue in the US that it is. I saw a couple articles where Canada is getting kind of the same, getting like this. You know what? Technology's gone mainstream when the tabloids start yelling about it. This year's The Sun, The Mirror, The Express, and The Daily Star have run splashes ranging from Kodi crackdown through Kodi killers to Kodi total ban. It's not that they've stumbled on an underground hack scene. The stories have been briefed by copyright owners and law enforcement agencies. So, what is Kodi and why is it a threat to the man? And I mean, it's just, it's like any technological thing. It's not made for fucking piracy, but people are going to figure out a way to get what they want. And yeah, just like your computer, you can use a computer for bad things. So they can't really, especially open source software, you can't really outlaw open source software. You can, but it's stupid.
Well, Kodi Kit was originally just so that you could play your videos on your Xbox. I mean,
Yeah, originally it was XBMC, and then it became, so much more. And the thing is, it's not, it's, yes, it can do bad things. And then if you buy the software with the apps already installed to stream stuff, that's bad. Also, some sellers are, so I don't know how they're not cracking down on people with like game systems that have, you know, emulators with thousands of games already installed, because those are all over eBay when you look at Xboxes.
oh
And
really? You could get a lot of Xboxes with
yeah,
emulators and
yeah, I mean,
they're
just like
modded pretty much.
when they had the original Apple TV, that was they're like fully loaded, but you pay a lot more, and it's like, or I could just buy the plain one and do it myself, which is what
Yeah.
I mean, these people, they're throwing in copies of their own movies, they're throwing in software to watch streaming shit, and you know the they're finally going, hey, I don't like my stuff being stolen.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
actually,
mean, it's
I was thinking about reinstalling my Kodi on my box because yeah, it was fully loaded, but it was fully loaded with a lot of shit
bloatware.
and yeah, a lot of bloatware in Kodi, and it's like all the update add-ons are trying to update, and it's like
Right.
it just gets frustrating, because it's like uh regardless of which apps I use, I only need a few, but
Right.
uh
I
we
mean,
don't have to say which those are, but
no,
I mean,
it's all about customizing it and making it how you want. I would have plugins to make my I'd have themes and skins and make it look a certain way, just because I was anal like that. But that's me.
well, I
Uh
installed the Eris thing for
oh,
my
by the way,
Kodi.
since we're talking about Cody now, I got to throw in Ted Cruz doubles down on being wrong, pushes yet another net neutrality killing bill.
Uh, is
Eager
this
to yeah, eager to ignore the broad bipartisan support net neutrality enjoys. 9 GOP senators this week introduced legislation that would kill the FCC's net neutrality rules, and it's a big long bunch of shit. They're not listening. They don't know what technology is. They're dinosaurs.
oh you're telling us that's bad? So you
Well,
must be right. because you got money.
No, see, hold on. See, the thing is, I'm sorry. Look at his face. He looks like he's going dirt. But FCC chair net neutrality advocates misrepresenting the truth. This one, by the way, if you find this article on Reddit, the first, like, all the people are literally all caps. God damn it! You kissed my fucking aunt.
You know what I call that guy? I call him a shit pie.
Ah, well. Federal Communications Commission Chairman Ajit Pai.
A
Oh,
shit pie.
God damn, I'm yawning. Says advocates of net neutrality are misrepresenting his plan to roll back the controversial Obama era internet rules. For example, saying that you will lose your internet access. That's simply absurd, Pai told Recode's Decode podcast on Wednesday. Anyone who had internet access before these rules in 2015 knows that that's not the case. We weren't living in a dystopia before the FCC delivered these depression era rules to save us. He added, in the interview, Pai defended his plan to end net neutrality, arguing it would help foster competition in the telecommunications industry by making it easier for smaller broadband providers to grow and gain market share. The net neutrality rules make internet service providers treat all web traffic equally. The rules also classified broadband companies as common carriers, allowing them to be regulated by the FCC similar to public utilities. His plan would scrap that Title II provision, reclassifying the companies and hand over authority to the Federal Trade Commission. Companies would be asked to voluntarily enact net neutrality principles through terms of service with customers. Pai said the Justice Department and FTC would be strong regulators, a claim critics dispute. Title II regulations actually squeeze the smaller networks, he said. Just last week, we heard from 22 small ISPs, internet service providers, companies that nobody had ever heard of in towns very people ever visit. I guess very few people. What they told us is we are being inhibited. Really? I said the companies told him Title II hangs like a black cloud, keeping small broadband providers from getting financing and enhancing their networks. Critics of his plan say that it would benefit large internet service providers like Verizon and AT&T at the expense of smaller startups, which might not be able to afford to cut deals with internet service providers in the way that internet behemoths like Google and Microsoft could. You know why? Because it's fucking true. This guy's a fucking liar. Look at this.
A
He's
shit
just
pie.
he's feeding
Telling
you
you,
a
man.
line of bullshit. That's all he's doing. A line of
Line of a
bullshit.
line of shit pie.
He's and you know what? The thing is, a lot of people don't understand. It take 5 minutes, read it, you understand. Oh, he's full of shit. You know who else is full of shit?
I love. Well, before you said that, I love how he brings up like a non-related issue. Like I never even heard of anybody debating whether that you're gonna not have internet anymore. That wasn't
Right.
even a problem.
They never said, "We'll take." They're gonna take away our internet. It's not like gun control. They're gonna take away our guns. No, that's not how it works. But yeah, you know who is full of shit? The government, and not just our government. China compiles its own Wikipedia, but public can't edit it.
I,
Beijing, it'll be free. It'll be uniquely Chinese. It'll be an online encyclopedia to rival Wikipedia, but without the participation of the public. And don't expect entries on Tiananmen Square 1989 or Falun Gong Spiritual Group to come up in your searches either. Scholars and experts handpicked by Beijing to work on the project say only they will be able to make entries, the latest example of the Chinese government's efforts to control information available on the internet. Because, that's a fucking thing you can do. That's why people have VPNs, you fucking idiots. Uh, uh, I could call this why I'll never go to fucking China. But I also heard this morning on the radio, they were saying that there's an arcade somewhere in China. Apparently, the video is circulating. You know those grabber claw machines?
yeah.
Apparently, to make it more sporting, they filled one up with live kittens. That sounds fucking terrible. God
that's
damn.
that's awful.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of other countries, check this out. Boom, boom, boom. 18-year-old student creates cancer detecting bra. A high schooler from Mexico, see, other country, designed a bra that helps in the early detection of breast cancer. Drawing inspiration from his mother, who lost both breasts to the disease, Julian Rios Cantu set out to find a better means of early detection. Breast cancer, if caught early, has a survival rate of nearly 100%. Despite this, many women still forget to do monthly self exams that could lead to early detection. Cantu's solution involves adding technology to an undergarment most women are wearing anyway, a bra. Dubbed EVA, the bra uses approximately 200 biosensors to map the surface of the breast and monitor for changes in temperature, size, and weight. Mapping changes in size and weight is the goal of most breast self exams. The temperature sensor, Cantu says, is to analyze areas of over vascularization, looking for increased blood flow to a specific area. This blood flow could be feeding a tumor, he says. Cantu's design brought an impressive $20,000 prize after being being 13 other entrepreneurs from around the globe at the Student Entrepreneur Awards. So yeah, that's that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. That's big pharma doesn't like that because they don't want anything to help you. You know, like with that's why that there'll never be cures or whatever to that because there's no money in cures.
Okay, Chris Rock. The money's in the medicine. Ain't no money in the cure. Oh, by the way, speaking of bio stuff, uh, electronic device bends like skin and biodegrades. Researchers have created a flexible electronic device that can easily degrade just by adding a weak acid like vinegar. In my group, we have been trying to mimic the function of human skin to think about how to develop future electronic devices, said Stanford University engineer Zihan Bao. She described how skin is stretchable, self healable, and also biodegradable, an attractive list of characteristics for electronics. We have achieved the first two, flexible and self healing, so the biodegradability was something we wanted to tackle. A United Nations Environment Program report found that almost 50 million tons of electronic waste were thrown out in 2017, more than 20% higher than waste in 2015.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean,
I think I remember we did a similar article about that with like the ele- electronics that could be like had the circuitry you could use like water as circuitry or something like that. Or
yeah. I know you're all about the wearable, so,
yeah,
A newly developed flexible biodegradable semiconductor drapes over a human hair. Look at that.
yeah.
That's
No,
wild.
I remember we did one where it was degradable with just water or whatever, and we were like,
I'm
how
like,
can
okay,
that be
but if you
useful then?
right, and if you sweat, it's gone. So I thought that was interesting.
That
Did
is
you did
interesting.
you did you see this? Google turns Raspberry Pi into a dirt cheap home competitor.
Home competitor, what's that mean?
Well, you remember Google Home?
Oh
This
yeah.
this is a competitor. If you've ever wanted to have a conversation with your own tiny homemade computer, then your prayers have just been answered. Raspberry Pi has teamed up with Google, bringing voice integration to the Pi with a clever combination of hardware and software. Packed with the same tech that powers Google Home, the companies have released a kit that transforms a regular Raspberry Pi 3 into your very own virtual assistant. The pack contains a voice hat hardware accessory on top, board with a speaker and a microphone, giving Pi owners everything they need to add in voice integration. For the uninitiated, a hat refers to any physical hardware that needs to be added on top of a Pi.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, interestingly, this collaboration marks the first time that Google has produced something for hobbyists. The initiative is called Artificial Intelligence Yourself, AIY, and Google's director of the project, Billy Rutledge, told Wired that he wants to create more hobbyist uses for Google software. I'm guessing this has to do with their software development kit that's getting released.
Right.
For those who want to build a new friend, the only way to get the board is to buy the latest issue of the company's official magazine, the Magpie, where it comes as a freebie, as well as being used to lovingly make your own Alexa alternative. Raspberry Pi state that the tech can also be programmed with your own spoken commands, adding voice integration to other Pi projects. With over 10 million Raspberry Pi sold, it's easy to see why Google chose to partner with the company. The DIY computer manufacturer's latest release, Raspberry Pi Zero W, impressed us, offering built-in Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and a ton of programmable possibilities for only $10. With products like that making coding and innovation more accessible than ever, it's clear that Google wants to infiltrate the hobbyist movement before it becomes even bigger. I mean, really, you look at this fucking thing, and I'm sorry, I see Apple too. I see some guy with the fucking soldering iron and a chunk of wood in his garage, you know,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's like fucking, you know, in a couple months you could see those assholes, from Google wearing turtlenecks pretending to be Steve Jobs on fucking stage presenting this is our latest development made by some guy in his garage. Um, but
Right.
it's I mean, yeah, you could get a Raspberry Pi Zero for $5 fucking, and it can run coding. Not that great, but it can run it. I mean, that's amazing. Um,
But they did you ever check out that other thing that was supposed to be the Raspberry Pi's competitor that was more powerful?
oh, the
It was
Asus
by
one.
Samsung.
Oh, well, there's like three or four of them. There's the Beagle Bone Black, and then there's the Predator or something shit like that. It's this bright green fucking thing that
Mm,
really doesn't have much more to it. I looked at them side by side. It's got like more RAM is about it, I think, or something
right.
like that. It didn't impress me.
Mm,
I mean, the pies keep upping the game every different model, and when you get the zeros, they start taking shit away but adding features to where I'm like, I'll get yeah, okay.
right.
So,
Now the Samsung it was a little bit more expensive, but it was it looked like it was pretty good because uh it had all this like it was the same type of processor and stuff, but it was just like it was up a couple generations, like of the like
huh.
the what was that Qualcomm processor or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it was had similar specs but better, and it was even compatible. Like you could have the plastic case that was supposed to be for the Raspberry Pi was also compatible with the Samsung one too.
Oh, check
Yeah,
this: the Internet of Messy Things. How much damage can a smart toaster do? Lots, and not just burning your bread. Let me see how long this is before I go on. Okay. In the beginning, devices on the internet were fun. My favorite was the Carnegie Mellon's Computer Science Department Coke machine. Starting in the 1970s, you could ping it to see if it had sodas ready and if they were cold yet. It was good, silly fun. Now everything except the cat asterisk is hooked to the internet, and it's not so funny at all. And I said, "Why is there an asterisk?" So I clicked it, and it says there are actually a lot of Internet of Thing cat devices. My Calico, Maribel Marvel, doesn't like any of them. They got like cameras and sensors that'll track your fucking cat and your dog. But oh sure, some Internet of Things devices are enjoyable and useful. I have an Amazon Echo in my bedroom and a Google Home in my kitchen. I use them every day, but I'm aware of their privacy problems. You should be too. For example, both devices are always listening to you. And when I say always, I mean every single second of every single day. In theory, they're both just waiting for their activation phrase Alexa or OK Google, respectively. In practice, that means they're listening to you constantly.
in theory.
I'm not too worried about this. Unlike Windows 10 Cortana, you can tell these devices to stop listening. Of course, they'll be a lot less useful that way, but at least you have the option. No, what really concerns me about the Internet of Things aren't the new devices that are explicitly connected to cloud services, it's the ordinary gadgets that are now listening in. Take, for example, my Vizio 4K 50-inch smart LED TV. It's a fine TV, but still, recently it was tracking my viewing habits and sharing this information with advertisers. Vizio wasn't the only TV company guilty of snooping. LG and Samsung have peeked into your viewing habits too.
Hmm.
Even devices such as smart toasters, yes, that is such a thing, can tell their vendors what time you make toast in the morning. Or more seriously, a hacker camping in your internet connection can track your toasting habits to figure out when you're not at home. You see, Internet of Things devices tend not to have any security to speak of. Heck, even Internet of Things security systems have been shown to be as secure as a lock made out of rubber bands.
Yeah.
Leaving
Well,
aside how much I'm just almost done with the whole article. So, leaving
okay.
aside how much damage home Internet of Things devices can do for their owners, Internet of Things gadgets are becoming the agents of choice for massive distribution, distributed denial of service attacks. Who knew your DVR could help wreck a business over the internet? Hackers knew. That's who. If that weren't bad enough, IoT firmware tends not to be updated at all. Once someone finds a security hole, and it can be as brainless as a single administrative password for all devices, it's open forever. Let's say your gadget can be updated. Internet of Things devices tend to be patched automatically by the maker. Do you really want to try to get a drink of cold water from your refrigerator only to be greeted by an update 32% complete message? I don't think so. I love gadgets, I really do. But when it comes to the Internet of Things, I prefer most of my devices to be dumb. They just work better that way.
Well, that's a good point.
I don't
But
see the point of having your TV be smart. Like, I know a guy who bought a smart TV and then he found out right after he bought it that all he needed to do was buy a fucking Roku and it would have had all the features without any of the fucking costs. He paid like $1,000 extra.
yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, the thing is like I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, what's the big deal? I don't care if somebody knows what time I make toast or do the laundry. But I guess if you look at it in a different way, would you want like it somebody like a hacker or robber to know those things in your schedule and stuff? Like, what
well,
would that be good for? If you're casing out a joint or something or a
well,
house, knowing people's personal schedules and what they do and their habits and everything, that actually could be sort of dangerous, I would think.
well, I saw in the news there was a person that had a baby monitor for their kid, and the kid got up in the middle of the night screaming, and they're like, "What's the matter?" And they listened to the baby monitor, which apparently the whole thing was connected to the internet. And there's an entire website where people just go on and they can, because there's a talk feature where the parent can press a button and do like an intercom and talk to their child. And
Yeah.
the person on the website can hack right into it. And they were talking to the kid, some man the kid had never fucking heard, saying
Shit.
he was saying horrible shit like, "I'm gonna kill you, little boy," and all this shit. And they wanted to sue, but how are you gonna? It's some guy on the internet. They have no idea who this fucking guy is.
Hey, could you imagine that Barbie doll that we were talking about before that was connected to the internet saying that shit? It was like
Yeah,
a guy.
yeah, some pervert sitting there looking at your little girl. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay,
The problem is these things need to be. I mean, if you want to have like a whole like George Jetson smart home, maybe these things should be connected on their own personal network versus just connected to the whole internet. You know?
yeah. To I mean, to access my computer, to get on your computer, everything you have to do, it goes, "Oh, this has to access your firewall. Is this okay?" But your low level, your thermostat and all that shit just connects to it fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's in the infancy. There's going to be a lot of trial and a lot of error. So strap on,
Yeah.
folks. I'm with the guy. I've got a dumb car. I don't it doesn't access the internet unless my phone's in it, and it'll still drive even if it is.
I mean,
So
even if it wasn't connected to the internet, even if I'm talking to an AI bot asking me, "What would you like today?" and I'm trying to take a shit or something like that, that's still like uncomfortable for me because it gives me a feeling like the AI is like another person, you know.
Yeah.
Like I would want to be able to turn Jarvis off if I could, you know.
Oh, when I updated my computer the other day, it reset. Apparently, I must have updated because when I opened something, it opened. It was like, "Hey, you want to download this new version?" I said yes, and it opened Edge, which I never use, and I told it no, set my default browser to Chrome, and every time I clicked, it would let me see Chrome, but as soon as I clicked it to add it, it wouldn't add it. I actually had to fucking Google it and open a different window in controller panel, which I didn't know, and then select it. Is I
Shit.
you figure just clicking the app would default it, but no. It when I went to Google, it said Google Chrome is not set as your default browser. I'm like, what? So
Yeah. Before we came on the show, we were talking about the Windows 10s. Barnacles was doing a video on that, and they have it so locked down where you could only install or run apps from the Microsoft Store, and you can only
okay,
have Edge as your browser. In fact, you can only have Bing as your default search engine or your
yeah.
homepage.
I mean, I understand because it's like a Chromebook,
Yeah.
so they have control over what you get. I mean, it's just their ecosystem, but no. I mean,
Well, he was saying that it's like uh what's that word where you're forcing somebody to do something. You're
uh
holding their money over there.
extortion.
Yeah, it's pretty much like extortion because it's only like one flag within the code that lets you be able to turn into a normal Windows 10. And they say if you want that, you have to pay like $50 more for like the Pro S version or whatever, and it's just like one flag that can be set that you have to change. You know?
Right. By the way, speaking of bullshit,
Yeah, I'm
Intel
sorry to derail you.
Intel tells Core i7 770K owners to stop overclocking to avoid high temps. Some owners of Intel's Core i7 7700 and 7700K processors have been complaining for the past 3 months of unusual temperature increases. According to user accounts, temps sometimes spike up to 90 degrees Celsius, close to the
Oh shit.
core maximum 100 degrees Celsius threshold. The register reports Intel finally offered up a response to the complaints, though the answer is not sitting well with affected users. In an ongoing thread on Intel's community forums, a spokesman for Intel offered up the following response: "We appreciate the feedback you have provided and your patience as we investigated this behavior. The reported behavior of the 7th generation Intel Core i7 processor showing monetary, momentary, momentary, temperature changes from the idle temperature is normal while completing a task like opening a browser or an application or program. In our internal investigation, we did not observe temperature variation outside of the expected behavior and recommended specifications. For processor specifications, please refer the Intel i7 processor product specifications. Most motherboard manufacturers often customize fan speed control settings that may allow for smoother transition of fan revolutions per minute. Please consult your motherboard manufacturer's manual or website for instructions on how to change default fan speed control settings. We do not recommend running outside the processor specifications, such as by exceeding processor frequency or voltage specifications, or removing the integrated heat spreader, sometimes called delidding. These actions will void the processor warranty. The too long didn't read version is that everything checks out on Intel's end, and users should not overclock their Core i7 processors, which have unlocked multipliers specifically for overclocking. As you might imagine, Intel's response did not sit well with users. The first response to Intel's post is from a TikTok customer who has sworn off Intel products. 3 months waiting for Intel to come up with the solution, and now this is all you can say. We know already what you've just said. You know that? Never mind. This would be my last product from Intel, the user wrote. Another user called Intel's response BS, noting that some 770K processors run even hotter than AMD Bulldozer overclocked at 5 gigahertz. I don't even have the major issue like everyone else is having. However, after Intel's response just now, they're not getting another penny out of me. I'm going to sell my Intel stuff and go to Ryzen. Yet another user wrote. To Intel's credit, some users experiencing the issue have admitted to delidding their processors. One reason that is done so that cooling solutions can be applied directly to the CPU die, but it's a risky procedure that can result in a dead chip. Removing the IHS can also render certain coolers incompatible, as they were designed with the height of the IHS in mind. Another motivating factor is to replace the stock thermal compound that Intel uses between the die and the IHS. Intel has also never stated that it would warranty processors that have been overclocked or overvolted, though it does offer an overclocking warranty as a separate purchase. However, this isn't the part that all users are that has all users all riled up. They're ticked because Intel basically shrugged off the temperature spikes as being normal and telling them to run their unlocked CPUs at stock settings rub salt in the wound. So yeah, you pay all that extra for a K processor so you can overclock it, and they say, "Oh, just don't overclock it."
Yes, so they were pretty much saying like it's because these people, the only reason that they're overheating is because people are fucking with them.
Yeah.
And is this what was a 7700K? Is this like the supposed to be the equivalent top of the line, like the 1800X or whatever?
I think. I mean, I don't follow the Intel parts as much.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been Intel. Their grading system has always been like really confusing for me.
Yeah, because they won't just have an i7 or i3. They throw all those other fucking numbers in there,
Yeah.
and I don't know the naming convention. I just like I said, they rubbed me the wrong way. My iMac was an Intel machine, and I okay, but after all the reading I've done, I went with AMD, and this is really
Well, I watched a video like it was just out of interest. I watched one of those delating things. That's where pretty much I guess it's like slightly curved or something, so they like grind it down like even flatter or whatever. I think
hmm.
that's what he said. It was something
Oh,
like that.
they
Yeah,
take the top off of it, so it's literally just straight the CPU. The cover is off,
yeah.
and they either put a different thermal paste on it, or they they put just run it completely off and have a different cooler. I just realized that I had U selected, so I hope I didn't have that on the entire time I was doing the articles.
Oh
That's because you told me to pick you. God damn it!
shit.
So I'll be sharing all these. These are all the stories I had. By the way, I'll be sharing these, and if anyone wants to read them, anyone
Yeah.
wants to read themselves, they can. I apologize if that was what I did.
What did you have me like?
I
Was
had
it
the square on your
specifically?
picture
Oh, okay.
because you told me
Well,
to
I mean,
pull up your screen, and that's what I did, and then I forgot to pull it back on me. I think, but oh well. What are we gonna do now?
yeah. Uh,
Sorry.
it's
I'll
just
just
words and pictures.
yeah. I'll just It's a podcast. You can listen to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus, that's why we
Um,
give you a link so you can play along.
yeah. But
Stuff.
yeah, I mean that the Ryzen though, it definitely does look pretty tantalizing. I might maybe next month I'll put like like save like 50 or $100 or something towards it. Maybe I don't know.
Hmm. I mean, my next build will probably be a Ryzen build. I don't know when that'll be. I was thinking Christmas, but I might just get a new chair because this is if I'm actually going to be in it for an entire night gaming, which I have done before, I might as well get a nice one.
Right.
So I have till Christmas to figure it out, or later. So
Well, what about your? Are you gonna wait for them too for a video card?
I don't know. I'll probably whenever Vega drops, I'll buy it if it's worth it. Because I would like to run 4 monitors, and with my GPU now, I can only run 3 unless I got an adapter. Which fuck that, I'll just get another video card.
Right.
But if you run an adapter, then you got to run all kinds of other drivers and shit, and fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody was let down because with they were expecting Vega, but they just got a slightly cheaper, a little bit better 480. You know.
Right. Well, I'll wait for Vega. I got that coworker that's a big Xbox fan. He's all into the Project Scorpio, and he's like, "Dude, it's gonna have 6 teraflops," and I'm like, "Yeah, Vega is gonna have 12 with a capability going up to 24."
Yeah.
So, because he's like, "Oh, it'll do 4K at 60." No, it won't. That's a nice thing for them to say, but that's not gonna fucking happen. That's why originally the 360 was going to be the 720, but they couldn't guarantee that it would do 720 at 60. So
How are these Android boxes claiming to do like 4K and all this stuff?
they're made in China by some Chinaman. You can say whatever you want if you're in another country. What are you going to do? Sue you?
Right. Well, I mean, I guess playing video in 4K isn't as demanding, I suppose. You know.
Yeah, I mean, the Roku, the newest one can do 4K, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
have a 4K TV set, so I don't focus on it.
I just can't believe those XP machines that I have are that they have more RAM and it's supposed to be technically faster processor, but because my tablet has more cores in it, the cores definitely outperform the XP machine. Then
Right.
this tablet actually is supposed to have 8 cores.
Hmm.
Yeah,
8
and I think
cores.
my phone is 4 cores. Isn't that what yours is?
Um, no, I think it's more than 4. Let me look. I don't remember. I was all into it when I was buying the fucking thing, and I forget already. Google Pixel XL cores. Tech specs. Pixel XL. Size and weight, display, battery. Storage, ports, media, connectivity, OS. Huh. I don't know. What the fuck? What the fuck, Chuck? Let me ask Cortana. How many cores does the Pixel XL have? Benchmark Android. Okay.
Like, I don't fucking know.
Oh, I asked my phone about Siri and Alexa. And it's like, oh, I like Alexa. She's a good assistant. Siri gets mad respect for me. Shit like that. Uh, only 4 cores? Wait, that's the Pixel. Got the XL. Where the hell? Hmm. This is old. This is from 2016. Fuck that. Fuck that
Well, that's when you reserved it.
No, I was in what was that? Black Friday.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Well, I just meant the year.
yeah, Android Authority, maybe. Let me go here. Pixel. Battery, display, performance, software. Fucking review. I don't want the review. Benchmark shit. Um, yeah, there's no SD card expansion, but oh well, it's still like 100 something gigs, so I don't care.
Yeah. You definitely got my phone beat up because it's only got 32 gigs.
Well, I went with the biggest one because why not? A lot of people. I was
Yeah.
gonna get the Nexus at first, but I'm glad I didn't because a lot of people are upset because they're basically Google's refusing to fix either a hardware or software bug where their phones just shut the fuck off and
Right.
they can't even use them. So okay, processor 64 bit. It's a quad core Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 with a 2.15 gigahertz plus 1.6 gigahertz. Yeah, 64-bit quad core with 4 gigs of RAM. Oh well. Anyway,
It's a pretty good amount of RAM though.
yeah. I mean, it's snappy. Snappy.
Yeah, I always I start to get fuzzy on like the different models of the mobile CPUs and GPUs.
Yeah, when they say Qualcomm, blah, 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 I'm like, I don't know that. No. I don't
Yeah.
know that shit, man. Wait till you have they've got the fucking boxes where you can put a full size GPU attached to whatever now if it runs Thunderbolt.
Right.
So like
What?
laptops and shit, they're using them.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on external video cards? Are they just like, eh?
I personally I wouldn't have one because I wouldn't limit myself to fucking a laptop or something that would need an external one. Because if you're gonna have something, fuck it, man, build something and put guts in it. But I
Well, I'd like to get a laptop actually someday for scenarios like this where um everything's in disarray for me, including my computer and everything. You know.
well, I've had laptops, I've had tablets, and the thing is, as soon as you get it, the shit starts to degrade to where everything else is updating so fast you can't catch up. I have a Samsung Galaxy Tab, and I got it because well, my old Kindle got up, everything else outdated it as soon as I bought it. I figured that it would being a Samsung, I'd be able to upgrade and everything. No, it's been like 2 updates, and
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, I just wanted to use it for an e-reader and something to read on the internet when I didn't have access to something else. So it
Right.
does that. But as far as having something, paying a lot of money for something like that is stupid. If you want a game, get a fucking system that can handle it. If you want a HT home theater PC, build a fucking thing and hook it up. I mean, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. I've done it.
Right.
You know,
Oh,
you, you're picking your own parts. I mean, Macs are overpriced, so I wouldn't bother with a MacBook or an iPad or anything like that because for what you get, you can just build it your damn self.
yeah. Well, I'd like to just get one just for internet and general productivity, I suppose. Maybe be able to do a little bit of 3D editing on there, some Photoshop or something.
Yeah, I've got my tablet. Like I said, I was originally just going to use it for reading books and stuff, and then I said, well, I'll use it for the internet, and I don't because you know I end up using my damn phone because it's in my hand anyway, and
Yeah.
it's you think a bigger screen would be better, but you're not typing on a keyboard. You're using your, the on-screen keyboard, and
Yeah.
you know, I just use my damn thumb, and it's just as fast. Or I say it on my phone. I can't do that with my tablet, but anyway,
Yeah, I put Cody on my tablet. It works pretty good.
yeah, I had it on my phone, and I could mirror to my Roku. It's just that I tend to use my phone for other stuff. While I have a video playing, I'll pull something else up, so I can't do that. So
Yeah. Well, I use Cody in my uh OneDrive account because I have all my music on there,
mm,
and then I edited the M3U list
mm.
in my uh code editor and stuff.
What doesn't have
And
Cody on it nowadays?
yeah,
Pretty
but
sure
well,
this.
like it
Pretty
was
sure
hard
this.
because I had. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure this bed will have Cody on it before too long.
Yeah, yeah. Get those smart beds where you could adjust the levels of hardness, like those.
Raises up and down.
Yeah,
I heard there's a
but
commercial for a mattress firm. The guy's like, "Yeah, they're selling floor models." I'm like, I know you're not taking out and using it and sleeping butt naked on it and stuff, but that's the one people try it out, and that still would make me uncomfortable. So,
it's like please set my sleep number to 5, and it's like updating, updating,
yeah,
like you said.
yeah, no, that's all right. Well, I've had fun, but I think we ought to call it a night here.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's been a good night. We got a lot done.
Any parting words, Mister Ian?
Um,
Oops.
shot of SoCo.
On behalf of Ian and the people who couldn't make it tonight, thanks for listening to us. If you did,
Yeah,
uh,
thanks for coming on. Not because you didn't. You
and
pussed out.
we'll try to see you all next week. Maybe Ian will even have this up before then. So
Yeah, we'll try that.
and maybe we'll have some music by then. All right.
Well, actually, maybe I was thinking maybe we will
Uh oh.
with my mixer.
Oh.
Let's try that next week. Well, that'll be some more fun.
All right. We'll catch you all on the other side. Boobs.
Shot of SoCo.
Boobs.